Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings unto the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. This is Brother Tazapai here with you with another lesson, and we're going to continue right on with yesterday's lesson, right where we left off. So, and we was dealing with, at the end of yesterday's lesson, Elder Manata Zakbai's video, and I put the link in the about section of yesterday's video, so you can go and check it out, watch the whole video for yourself. All right, you can stay afloat of what time it is. All right, because the race war is cooking. All right. The race war is cooking. So we left off around Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. It says, let's get 4. All right, so this is Zechariah chapter 11, verse 4. Thus said the Lord my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. All right, so when a guy like Metcalf or anybody else, Trump or whoever else got something fly to say about us, they talk that shit about us being entitled, we need to quit whining and pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. Well, here's the problem with pulling ourselves up by the bootstraps, and that is every time we do that, you come and take away our boots. All right? And now I can point to, Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and a number of other black civilizations that came up after chattel. We came out of chattel slavery, you know, and contributing to society. You know, just like Tulsa, Oklahoma, Greenwood, and all of that, they had hospitals, skilled doctors, theaters. They had it going on. All right, and was contributing to society. But you know, I suggest y'all go read the book of Esther. All right, and in the book of Esther, there's a guy named Haman, and he was the top Edomite. They wasn't ruling. Edom wasn't ruling. All right, the Medo-Persian Empire was in full effect. And Haman was like the right-hand man to Ahasuerus, which was Xerxes, I believe, the second. And had it going on, but it bothered him to the soul, to his very spirit, that Mordecai couldn't give a F less about Haman, his position, or any of that other shit. Because Haman wouldn't bow before him. Now, he couldn't just say, you know what, I got all this, to hell with Mordecai. It's not in their spirit. They want to oppress us. So just because Mordecai wouldn't bow, he went and came up with this scheme to have Mordecai put to death that backfired on Haman, and he ended up getting put to death in the stead of Mordecai. And that's these Edomites. They let us out of slavery. We said, cool, man, we don't want no revenge. Just let us get a little piece of something. You know, we'll build our own shit, all right? Our forefathers, our ancestors, however you want to call it, those who came before us, built great societies within this hellish civilization and was thriving. As the adage goes, they pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, and along came the enemy and bomb that shit to bombed it to hell. And so now they sit here because they're what you need to understand, they're running a narrative. All right? And to understand what's going on now, you do need to know your history. All right? Because they're in the process right now of rewriting history. They want to write us out. All right? They want to write us out of existence. That's why they call y'all black. Black doesn't exist. All right? As a people, it doesn't exist. Esau knows only the biblical nationalities are lawful. So when you call yourself Chinese, Japanese, which, you know, we went into those, well, Isaiah 25:7 the other day, that he put a covering, he cast a veil over the nations. All right? And when you call yourself outside of those, your biblical heritage, in a sense, you're giving up your birthright. And so now he's displacing everyone. And that's what you do on the reset. You remove people from their ancestral lands. Then you change their names. Then you change the name of the land. And next thing you know, the history books will say you didn't do shit. You didn't contribute shit. You didn't add shit to society. And that's how you black folk gonna find yourself. Well, if it wasn't for the Lord, all right? The Lord coming to bring the truth with him. And it's not that we ain't speaking the truth, but y'all can deny us. But you ain't going to deny that man that cracked them clouds and put all y'all in subjection. You ain't going to deny him. And you can call us liars. You can mock and scoff. You can call us grapists. Look at them grapists. You do all that. I dare you to do it to Yahushua. I dare you to call him a rapist and ask him about the doctrine. And he gonna tell you, yeah, that's lawful. And call him a rapist. Well, I beg the Lord, let me take that nigga head off. Baba Kusha. You see, all this foolishness is about to stop. All right? And so it says, Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them to this very day. The young man was up in New York, shot cold-blooded in the back. His murderer, safe at home or still at his store, making his money, enjoying his family, enjoying his life. All right? And what message does that send? That we are a no people. You can do whatever you want to us. Yeah, they'll march and might break a few glass, break a few windows, you know, turn over a couple of cars, but then them niggas got to go back to work. Don't worry about them. But this is what y'all wanted. And what they wouldn't march for in the 60s, this is what y'all wanted. All right. It says, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, for I am rich in their own shepherds. Pity them not, Nate. I don't see how you sleep at night, Nate. Knowing you lying through your goddamn teeth, Nate. And that you're going to send all them people right directly to the slaughter because you want to live nice in Babylon. I don't see how you niggas sleep at night. And maybe you don't. The closer we get to the Lord's return, maybe you're not sleeping so well. But I don't know how you could be found in the position where you're in, knowing that the truth is going to have its day. The truth will have its day. And what the Lord said. No, what's wrong with y'all? I don't want that. Okay, let's go. Exactly what the Lord said. All right, all right. I'm going to go to Mark chapter 4, verse 22. It says, "For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested." All right? The, the microchip is being manifested. Why is it being manifested? All right? Why are microchips at this point in time being manifested? To fulfill Revelation 13, verses 15 through 18. That's why it's being manifested. All right? Coincidence? Well, if that's what you want to believe, all right, you could be that naive if you care to. All right? But we are in the time that the beast is getting ready to run on the world. It's going to try to stamp the residue. That's what it said about the fourth beast. This is the revised fourth beast. And once again, it's going to stamp the residue with this mark. Because you're going to get down or lay the F down. All right? For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested. Neither was there anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad. If any man have ears to hear, let him hear. All right? The truth had been hid. All right? In all of its glory. And now the floodgates have been opened on the truth, and it is all out here. It's just a matter of you knowing where to look to find it. All right? And so with that, we played some of the video. This is the Brother Manatazak by, again, GMS. And let me get you the title so you can check it out. Again, the link is in yesterday's lesson, and if I don't forget, I'll put it here in this lesson as well. All right? So you see the title here, White People Speak on White Hypocrisy and Evils. All right, and this is the brother. Oh, shit, Salakia. GMS, South Carolina, 08. All right, so if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. All right, and like the videos, of course. You know, this is gold. This is gold. So here we go. Come on.
Any other way you slice this, it would have been self-defense. We are that fucking broken.
Just to prove a point.
And just real quick, I spoke on that about the being broken. That's what being under a devil will do to you. All right? It's by design. People are broken by design, and broken people build broken societies. They come together in broken relationships. All right? They build broken families. And this is the scripture, God dog it. I'm trying to remember the scripture. Love of many shall wax cold. Well, yeah, the psychosis, you know. Yeah. It's the psychosis in which, you know, the society as a whole suffers from. You understand? But anyway, getting back to the video.
I wish that maybe for a year, maybe longer, that black people would not play in any sports at all.
We go beyond sports, all right? If just niggas, you know what I'm saying, niggas, but you Israelites, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, would just not go to work tomorrow. Do you know the catastrophe that these elite would have on their hands? If we all just did that, all right, But she's saying sports, but we do more than sports and sing and dance and run balls. You know? We're great people. We're more than that. But I get her point, you know.
I say that not because I would wish that they wouldn't be successful. It would be to prove a point that the entire professional sports, everything would collapse. It would just collapse. Between college and professional sports, the amount of money people make on betting, on selling things, the stadiums, the tickets, and it would be nothing without black men and women. It would be so boring. The bar would go from up here to down here. Nobody would care because it would be so bad. And just again, to prove to white America the power and the influence that they hold. And the talent. Power, influence, and talent. When it really comes down to it, music, rap, R&B, country, soul, literally everything comes down to black people creating it. Think about rap music, right? One of the first big videos that went out there when videos were just coming out, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, or the Fabulous Five, on a stoop in the Bronx, in a red line district, the song coming out of their own living conditions. If you go back and watch that video, I mean, it shows what it looks like to live in a red line district. It shows the broken down park. It shows the little girls and the little kids trying to play in the city, right? It has a peep show place.
So let's talk about that, you know, just for a brief second. She talking about don't push me cause I'm close to the edge. Yeah, Esau had to change that energy. Now niggas talking about sticks and shooting each other and eating ass. But we went from that to don't tread on me, all right? Don't F with me, to basically these niggas Hollywood. You know? And you can watch that video right now. And it's real. You can feel it, you know? Like you could tell they was speaking from what they lived. You know? Yeah, that video did have a certain energy and a certain vibe to it. It just felt real. You know? But yeah, this stuff today, you know, that's why we go to Ecclesiastes 12, that the daughters of music shall be brought low. Now, Jake ain't talking about nothing in their songs, you know?
And rap became the most popular genre of music within a couple of years. They created it in their backyards, right? Mixing, doing all that. Rap, dance, hip-hop culture in general. Dance moves, dance in general. I mean, all the, you know, TikTok trends, phrases, sayings, food. American culture is black culture. And it is astonishing to me that so many people benefit from it while simultaneously being so hateful and racist. And not just white people, many people of color that are also racist. It is all of, I mean, we would be mayonnaise, white chicken, no seasoning, no nothing in this culture if we did not have black influence. People make money because of them. And yet, our system continuously treats them horrifically. The justice system, the voting system, every fucking system. And I know that if black people didn't play sports, it would really show white America who the fuck they are and how important they are to our economy, to the games themselves. Their talent is second to none, and it would be so boring if we didn't have superstars.
Y'all see this right here, by God? That's an American $20 bill with Mr. President Andrew Jackson on it, y'all. Right there, look at him. Look how pretty he is. That's right. Right here's Andrew Jackson was a real American hero. We call him Old Hickory down here in Tennessee. We treat his home, the hermitage, like a holy shrine. Why wouldn't we? The man was the pillar of the community, a great Christian man, just like our man Donald Trump, another God-fearing leader fighting for our values. Trump and Jackson both put the Bible and the flag where they belong. People flocked to Jackson's home just to stand where he stood and to celebrate that strong Christian leadership. If you love his country and you love the way it was built, you got to love Jackson. He's the blueprint for everything we're trying to fucking do.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. I don't know why it's buffering, Salakia. But we know Trump is Nero, but I think Andrew Jackson might have been another one of his reincarnations. And that's me speaking as a man. But I thought this for a long time. There's just a lot of similarities between them two. All right? Trail of Tears, Andrew Jackson, Trail of Tears, Trump, Ice. You know? And he even mentioned a lot of other things. But you have to check out the brother's video. I'm gonna end it out right here. You know, of course, Isaiah 14:21. This is your judgment. This is your end, Edom. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. So this is the Lord speaking. He's talking to somebody. He didn't say, I'm going to prepare. He said to prepare slaughter. He's talking to us. That slaughter is being prepared through these epistles, us prophesying. All right? Then the actual judgment is going to come, but it's being prepared. See, this
and Trump fucking knows it. That's why he got his picture in the Oval Office. That's a lie they want you to believe, ain't it?
This lesson right here is a preparation for the slaughter of you Edomites. All right? Prepare slaughter for his children. That's those of you here in the earth today. For the iniquity of your fathers, your ancestors, go all the way back. All right? Christopher Columbus. And y'all say, oh, yeah, I wasn't back there. Well, we got a Christopher Columbus Day that y'all celebrate. You see, this the shit that we're talking about. Y'all benefited from what was done to us in the past to this very day, while we're still under oppression. So the Lord say, that's all right. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. All right, and we know this from Malachi, because the Lord is going to destroy all of his cities. All right. Malachi 1:3, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai hath indignation forever. All right. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll let him say a little bit more, but I'm gonna end it right there. So, to the next one, Shalom.
Yeah, we're gonna do the switch up. People go to the hermits and celebrate a hero, but let's be real about it. You want to? They're worshiping the altar of a racist devil. Y'all surprised to hear me say that? Well, I'm gonna keep it real with you today. See, Jackson wasn't just a tough guy. He was a professional slave trader. That's how he got his money, trafficking black men, women, and children like they were bags of fucking feed. At that very plantation people go to visit in the hermitage here in Tennessee, he was a monster. He's the guy who offered a bounty for a runaway that included extra cash for every 100 lashings you gave the person. He didn't see human beings, he saw collateral. But here's what they don't tell you in the gift shop at the Hermitage. Jackson was a crooked real estate agent for white supremacy. He used his military power to steal millions of acres from the Cherokee, the Chickasaw, and many other native peoples. Why? To flip that land. He bought and sold that stolen land specifically to sell it to wealthy plantation owners so slavery could grow like a cancer across the South. He engineered the Cotton Kingdom and fueled the domestic slave trade just to fill his own pockets to ensure white men stayed on top. You want to talk about law and order? Jackson laughed at the law. Then he sent the military to hunt down 100,000 people and march them at gunpoint through the freezing mud. All the indigenous people. Thousands died. That's a trail of tears, y'all. He did that. And he did it for one reason, to expand the empire of slavery and to secure white dominance for generations. And yeah, of course Trump's adores him. Why wouldn't he? They're both proud white racists. Sick, twisted, evil motherfuckers. They're both narcissists who think their ego is bigger than the Constitution and their power is bigger than the truth. Jackson participated in over 100 fights and duels, killing a man over a horse race and a personal slight. When you see a leader ignoring the courts and the law to protect white power, you aren't looking at a patriot, you're looking at a fascist. But don't think it stops at the 20. Look at your whole wallet. George Washington on the $1 bill, the father of our country, who owned over 300 human beings and used his power to hunt down his own runaways. Thomas Jefferson, the $2 bill, wrote, all men are created equal, while keeping 600 people in chains and calculating the financial profit of the children they birthed. Alexander Hamilton on the $10 bill. His own account books show he bought and sold enslaved people for his in-laws. He was the middleman for the trade. Benjamin Franklin on the $100 bill owned people for 50 years and ran ads for slave auctions in his newspaper. Listen to me, white America. We like to say it was a different time, right? But evil is evil, regardless of the date on the calendar. Being of your time doesn't excuse genocide or slavery or racism. We've built a holy trinity out of men who were morally bankrupt narcissists who treated human life like currency. We carry their faces in our pockets like lucky charms, but they're actually anchors keeping us chained to a white supremacist past. We put them on our bills on purpose. These men are on our currency because in America, we've always taken a sick pride in white supremacy. We didn't just normalize it, we made it a hallmark. We celebrated white greed, white narcissism, and white racism as if they were virtues. This ideology is a cancer that has destroyed our collective psyche, rotted our mental health, and created a world of economic injustice and equality that we're still drowning in today. As W.E.B. Du Bois said, a nation that boldly declares all men are equal while building its economy on chattel slavery is a nation built on the foundation of deliberate injustice and cruelty. If we didn't take pride in racism, these devils wouldn't be in our pockets. So go ahead, keep taking the tours of the Hermitage, pretending Jackson was a hero. But until we take this racist off our money and put a real hero like Harry Tubman on there, this $20 bill is just a bloodstained receipt for America's original sins. Until we stop supporting white supremacy, we're just